Team, first of all, thank you all for joining today's session. Uh, let me touch base on what we will go through in this session. As you might have heard about Releaseol, Releaseol is the DevOps suite, DevOps product that is exclusively designed for SAP Cloud. So today, the goal of this webinar is to run through some of its capabilities and walk you through the product. Along with that, we will also be happy to take your feedback on the product. And there is also a pledge that we are making to SAP community. And I'll share about it as we get into the slides. Once again, as we get into the webinar, I hope you're all staying safe and thanks for joining. As we have witnessed an unprecedented times because of this pandemic across the globe, the dynamics of IT have changed significantly. Remote working has become the norm of the day, and DevOps is something that has started to contribute significantly for the remote teams. Be it transparency in terms of, this is a recent survey conducted by GitLab after in the last few months, and 67% of respondents have told with DevOps, they know their build status, they know their quality of tests that are running, they know where is they have a code review system, and the transparency of the overall work in progress is much more high. And it is very easy when we sit next to each other, but when we are sitting away, we need to have a lot more visibility into each other's progress. And it also, as development teams started to feel a lot more productivity when they have completely automated systems in hand, that they get early feedback, early warning, and they can fix it as and when something is broken. Overall, with team culture, when DevOps systems in place, where Dev and Ops who cannot meet now physically are able to virtually collaborate, and in the bigger interest of growth of the organization, they are collaborating and getting their things faster. So overall team culture, 41% respondents feel that overall team culture has gone tremendously. Now, do we need, SAP is there from years. Do we really need a DevOps tool for SAP today? Yes, of course. The reason is simple. SAP has announced sunset for its on-prem. Though there is maintenance support, more and more, the encouragement or push is for migrating to SAP Cloud. And SAP Cloud Platform is a modern platform. And when you have a modern development platform, there will be a rush for development teams to be more agile, to deliver something faster, run parallel releases, have capability to collaborate, migrate data quickly. And on top of this, SAP is a cluster of multiple technology stacks in it, be it the Fiori, be it the HANA component, ABAP, whatnot. You have everything there. And to be able to run a large project, having parallel releases with a break fix release or a hot fix release, with a major release, with a minor release, running in parallel, added to that, cloud platform itself is evolving. Now this needs, this transition from on-prem to cloud needs a strong integrated DevOps strategy. That is where at Releaseol we believe that SAP Cloud Platform needs a product that is sensitive, a DevOps product that is sensitive to the needs of SAP developers, SAP release managers, and architects. Now, what are the benefits with this? You get integrated DevOps tooling, low cost per change, fewer production issues, high degree of automation, and orchestrated release management. We will walk through this as we get into the slide. This is another view of what you have here is you have version control. These are all integrated components of your release management stack, right? You have version control part of it, you have compliance part of it, you have testing part of it. Your user stories are in your ALM. And for ALM, you need to manage your user stories, tag your commits for stories. For the packaging, MTA is the de facto for cloud platform. We need to have a strong validation at developer side. That is when you really give the power to developer. A power to developer means productivity for developer. So there has been static code analysis, be it unit tests, code coverage, and deployment, CI jobs. After the deployments, update the stories, provide rollback capability if things don't work. Similarly, merge, run the automated tests, show the test results, and have the capability for running parallel releases. More importantly, have an approval process where a particular UAT has to be approved by a QA manager that yes, this is all good, or tell them don't waste your time, this is not that good. So you need to have a proper sign off and approval process, have to have a strategy for hypercare, and then similarly monitoring alerts, any deviations to compliance, reports around that. These are very, very important part of any enterprise that is running a release management for a development platform. Now, ReleaseZone aims to be that platform that helps every SAP developer, QA team, release managers, and architects with this required stuff. So before I go further, let me walk you through what you will experience today. Developer works in a SAP cloud environment, be it Eclipse or Web IDE, pushes the changes to Git. And once the changes are in Git, be it as a webhook or manual, there's a build pipeline that will be triggered. This build pipeline will create a bundle, empty a package to be very specific, run the tests, run the static code analysis, creates a build, and then publishes this artifact into an artifact store. This is something developers keep doing it on every commit. They can do this to build quality to build quality at source. And once a deployment has to happen in a QA box or UAT box or prod, so the release manager will create a release pipeline wherein he or she can have an approval request for deployment. And if it is approved, then deployment will happen. After that, tests will be run. And after deployment, if there are some configuration changes that need to be tracked, which in general miss out, and then we end up in something missing, something broken, and then we realize this particular step, this particular mail to be added, or this particular permission to be given. So these things typically cause last minute breaks. So if there are any such configuration changes to be tracked post deployment, that can be done, and it can be deployed to multiple cloud environments. There can be a multi-stage release pipeline, and the results are updated into a dashboard, which we call ReleaseZone dashboard. So the demo, let me just take one step back. I will exactly go this way. Before I go further to the demo, let me introduce you the ReleaseZone screen. What you see is the ReleaseZone application that is designed for SAP Cloud. So dashboard consists of the recent build cycles and recent release cycles. And we can create build pipelines. We can create release pipelines. So these things that you see, credential manager is where you set up your credentials. You can click register credential. This is where this setup starts. You can set up whether it's a version control, be it you want to get the changes from Git or Bitbucket, set up your version control, set up your credential for your SAP Cloud, be it dev space, UAT space, prod space, static code analysis. We have given SaaS support for static code analysis, which is SonarQube, or if you have SonarQube installation in your on-prem, you can connect that as well. So here you set up your credentials in the environment, credential manager. This is where register cloud, this is where you set up your environments beautifully. You click on register SAP Cloud, you give a name, give your cockpit URL, the space, API endpoint. If you are an SAP team member who are seeing cockpit day in and day out, these are pretty straightforward. Now, what you see is this. In addition to that, let me also introduce you the environments that I will be working through. And to give you more visibility on how we do things, Releaseol is also an application that is built on SAP Cloud. So following the eat your dog food strategy, we will make a change in our application. We will check in that change and we will deploy that into our multiple environments. So to do that, let me show you our Bitbucket environment. I'm taking a branch called Releaseol on Releaseol. And this is the web IDE, which I will use to push my changes. And this is the application that I will use to create build pipelines and release pipelines. Let me also share you. This is my environment where I will be deploying the changes. As you can see, just so that this is the change that I will make here, you can see inbox history. I will change this label, get it across all the way after validation into my UAT box. So let me go back to where I started. So this is my Bitbucket. This is my web IDE. This is my Releaseol application. And I have also shown you the deployment environment. So here it is inbox, but if you see here, you can see inbox history. So now let me go ahead and make my change. So as a developer, I am here. I am doing this. Please excuse me in this process because the deployment takes few minutes and we will make sure we have a lot more interesting things to discuss. So now let me push this change. Let me stage it. So we have pushed this change. So we are pushing these changes now. Push has been complete. A change for the webinar 46 seconds ago. And this is the change that we have done. All right. So just going back to my presentation. So as a developer, I logged into my cloud using web IDE. I pushed my changes into Git. Now let me go ahead and create a build pipeline for this to fetch these changes and package it. So I'm going to my application now. I'm here. So let me create a build pipeline. So it is very simple and intuitive. So I click on create new build pipeline. Let me give a name. This is webinar time build pipeline. I'll use my SCM credentials, which I have registered during my as part of my credential manager. So I click SCM Bitbucket, and I go to step 2. So repository is Bitbucket. I click, I go next. It will show me the list of repositories that I have access to. So ROUI, this is my repository where I have committed my changes. I click next. It will show me the list of branches. This is the branch where I have made my change. I click next. This is the builder. Right now, MTA is supported. And as we go into next sprint, we are releasing the support for ABAP exclusively to deploy ABAP on cloud. I click next, scheduler. So here manual, schedule or webhook all are supported. Let me select manual. I click next. So here it is about giving notification email. Let me give myself the name so that I can show the notifications, how they come. Click next. These are the tool integrations. At this point, SonarQube is supported for static code analysis. So I select this. So I have both on-prem and SaaS. So let me select the SaaS. I click review. This will give me visibility on which credential I have used, what is my repository, what is the branch, what is the build type, and then type of scheduling, the email notification, and the tool integrations. It takes only one input that we have given, and your pipeline is all set. So clicking on the submit button, yes. So you can see the build pipeline created successfully. Now let me go ahead and trigger a new build. This button here, build now. This is where you can see the results. This is where you can edit your build pipeline, and this is where you can delete the build pipeline. Let me click build now. So this will kick off new build pipeline cycle. So the build has started. So it will prepare the build scripts, and then it starts doing the build. Build is nothing but going to Git repository, fetching the changes, creating the MTA archive, publishing it into our internal artifact store. After that, it will run the static code analysis and gives us the report. So it will take a couple of minutes. While it runs, let me show you the previous cycles that we have from the dashboard. So as you can see, this is building. Now this one is built a while ago. So here you can see prepare, build, static code analysis. If you want to see what are the build changes in this particular build, you click on build changes. So here you will see that this is the change that is done, the previous one that is done, the change for inbox label. And as we click here, it will show the commit detail, the commit message, and the files that have got modified. So this gives you a lot of handle in terms of what are the changes that are coming in the build. Let me go back. Then this is the SonarQube report. So you can see we introduced some of them. It is a pretty much clean code, guys. But we introduced a couple of things just so that we show something here. So code smells, we can go and see. So SonarQube is pretty much one of the industry standard in terms of code compliance. So it will give me exact information about which lines of code, be it security wise, be it from an OWS standpoint, SAN standpoint, and then be it design, performance. It gives a lot of pointers, vulnerabilities. It gives, so this is where this will be a very useful utility for developers to ensure that when they are building something in cloud, they build it with highest quality. So now let me go back to the you can see this pipeline is also successful. Everything has come up. So this is about the build pipelines. Now let me just take one step back and go back to our presentation. So what I have done here is I have created a manual schedule, ran a build pipeline, it created an MTA package, it has shown the static code analysis reports, and it has published it to an artifact store. Now let's assume that my sprint is done, or I have a milestone for QA. So now let me go ahead and deploy these changes into cloud environment. So how do I deploy? I create release pipelines. So I click create new release pipeline. So here you can see for the release pipeline, we will give the reference of which build pipeline should be used. For example, you may have a build pipeline for your individual developer branches, right? You may have a QA branch that will serve as the source for your QA environment, UAT branch for your UAT space. So let me give this as webinar time, release pipeline. And then we select here, these are my build pipelines. Let me select this one. Again, for convenience purpose, I am giving myself. And here we need to add stages. It is very simple again. Every stage typically represents an environment. And for each environment, you can define a pre-deployment step, deployment, and post-deployment. So let me give this as my UAT. I click OK. Now what do we have in pre-deployment? There can be an approval or there can be a manual task that can be assigned. So let me just select the user. I will stop sharing for one moment, please. So I have selected my user here. This is the user. And let me give here a task, approval for UAT. Let this be my he or she could be my QA manager who has to sign off for, who will get a notification to approve this deployment for UAT. Deployment to my UAT environment. These are all environments that we registered here. And post deployment, let's say I have a configuration task to be done. Now I click save. This is how I can click add multiple things, but in the interest of time, I'll click save, and while it is in progress, I will walk you through the previous cycles, which are multi-stage pipelines. So I'm clicking save. Release pipeline has been created successfully. Now you can see this pipeline has been created. Now just going back to our presentation. So this is what a release manager will do. There will be release pipeline, and when this pipeline is triggered, it will wait for an approval, and then it will do the deployment, run the tests, and if there are some manual tasks, it will wait for them to be complete and update the results. So this is what we will be experiencing it in the next couple of minutes. So I go here, I click run. So when I click run, it will ask me what is the name of this cycle. Let's say this is my sprint 1. And this is the build that I can select. There can be a number of builds that might have happened. We can choose the build that we want to deploy. So I click trigger job. So this will invoke a new release pipeline cycle. Now here you can see it is waiting for an approval. Now let me go ahead and log into that user and approve this. So I am logging into that user. So this is the user. I click login. It will take me to this user screen. And if I go to his inbox, you can see that there's an approval task with description approval for UAT. Now, as a queue manager, playing that role here, I can approve or reject it. Let me approve this. Now, as I approve this, now going back to the application screen, now the approval is complete. Now the deployment is in progress. Now deployment will take few minutes because as you know, deployment to cloud, it is all about stopping the application, then staging it, and starting it. So before we talk about that, let me show you the distressed environment as well and how it will be. So this is the environment. Please give it a moment. So it is still preparing the deployment, fetching the changes. Let me click the logs here just to see where is it. So yeah, we have a dependency API that is being deployed, dependent app, and then the actual application will be deployed. So while we are going through this, I think it is a good time where I can take some feedback from you in terms of you have been experiencing the product for a while now, and if you can give your feedback in the chat window, our team will appreciate it because customer feedback is invaluable. So my first thing is, what do you use for CI/CD in your current process? Please take a minute and then please give your answer in the chat window. Are you using any tools? Are you doing manually at this point of time for your SAP Cloud applications? We are doing decently well. We are half an hour into this session, and please take your time and then please give your thoughts on this. I can see some messages coming in. We use AWS code pipelines, we use IBM Cloud. Wonderful. Jenkins pipeline, excellent. We'll give a few more seconds for answer to come. Okay. Now let me go ahead and take the second question. We have 4 in total. So what is the best test automation tool that you recommend for integration? We are at present looking to integrate with test automation tools and help us build the roadmap. So for SAP Cloud, if you are already using any test automation tool, and you think it is adding great value for your QA teams and development teams, please share that here. Selenium is something that we are building it in, but beyond it, if there is something that is sensitive to SAP, understands its IDs, platform nuances better, and it is faster to create automated test suites. If you have any such tool that you are using currently in your SAP development process, please share it here. Do we have any? Not yet. UiPath, okay. Noted. Test complete. Any other thing that you can take few seconds to pop in your answer here? Okay. There are a couple of suggestions from one of the member willing to discuss after. Wonderful. Many thanks for this. Now let me go for question number 3. Any features that you think we are missing in the product so far? I've demonstrated about packaging, running static code analysis, deploying MTI packages, and then is there something that you think we are fundamentally missing that will add great value to the product? Okay, I see some good. ABAP GitHub, wonderful, sir. I appreciate this answer. And that is right, coming in the next bit. Probably end of this July, you will have ABAP Git integrated and ABAP deployments in cloud. As I mentioned in the beginning of the webinar, yes, spot on. At least we are in the right direction. Any other feature that you think will add value, kindly post it here. Okay, either features are not at all relevant, or we have all the features. So I take the other way, that this has enough features to add more value to SAP Cloud Teams. Before I take the 4th question, let me go back to the last one. Let me go back to the application and then see where we are. Is the deployment in progress still? Great, deployment is complete. Now here, again, waiting for approval for the post deployment. Okay, let me log in and approve this so that we have the cycle complete. And before we go there, if it is in this state, if you go to the dashboard, you will see that this is in waiting state because it is waiting for the approval to complete. Okay, why to keep it waiting? Let me go ahead and approve it. So do I have any new notification that has come? Post condition configuration change done. It is complete. Now let me go back to the application and you can see that this is complete. All steps are done. When I go back to dashboard, you will see that this is complete. So, and in case if you are running on multiple environments, we also try to fail a couple of things so that you can experience how it will be. Here you can see precondition, deployment, post condition. There is a second environment, preconditions, deployment, it failed. So pretty much you can chain up your environments, be it UAT, be it stage, be it prod. At each step, you define your approval process, deployment, and then run your tests, and then sign off before moving to the environment. And here you will get complete history about what is deployed and so on. Now, finally, there has to be validation end of the day. So let me go ahead. You can see already here. This is inbox history. This is what the change we have done. And let me just there you go. We have deployed to cloud. It did not take more than 15 minutes to make a change, validate that change, package that change, and deploy from one environment to another environment. On top of all this, you have complete audit of whatever is happening in each environment. You have a dashboard. Your team can experience real continuous integration and continuous delivery with Realizol, especially for the SAP Cloud development teams. So I hope I have demonstrated, just going back to our slide, this. I hope I have demonstrated this as I committed to this particular webinar, wherein we made a change, we checked in that change, packaged it, kept it, published it to artifact store. We selected a particular artifact for deployment, sent it for approval, and the approval came in, it went for deployment. After that, there were some configuration changes, they are done, and deployments are updated into the Realizol dashboard. This is the crux of what we wanted to show. It is during these COVID times, Realizol as a team has stood and built this product. Most of it happened through this time. And if we are here, it is the entire team that has put in this effort. Now, the third and fourth question that will close this particular feedback loop. How do you recommend on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being highly recommended? You have seen how we eat our dog food, how we package and deploy Realizol using Realizol. We have shown you how we make changes, how we check the quality, how we deploy the changes across various environments. If you think this is close to what an ideal SAP Cloud development and release management team wants, please give your rating, and I will take some of them in the chat now. Okay, I got a 5 to start with. Another 5. Let me give excellent UI, Progress Web. Thank you so much. 5, okay, taken with both hands. Without ABAP Git, 4. I will definitely come back to you, Emmanuel, at some day. Pretty soon with 4. With ABAP Git and make it 5. Noted. Okay, in the interest of time, just moving to the next. This is where I started my presentation of how DevOps is impacting remote teams. And at this hour of COVID, when teams need this, we have a pledge for SAP community. We will be giving Realizol for any company that wants to improve the developer productivity with 0 subscription cost for this quarter, 0 cost for setup and configuration, and we will set up CI/CD pipelines at no cost. And if your team wants Git kit training and product training, we will give it free of cost too. We are here to help each other and move forward in a collaborative manner. And from Releasewell team, we are committed to increasing developer productivity of SAP Cloud teams. That is our vision, and that is where we want to be. And if you want to explore it and get your teams experienced on this, please use this code when you're writing an email. Naturally, the next question that you will ask is about where to email. For next steps, if you want to take it forward, please write to sales@releasewell.com. And if you have feedback, Nori and Emmanuel has a couple of more suggestions. Please write them to PMG or Product Management Group at releasewell.com, and we will be happy to listen to you, to talk to you, and take things forward. And probably I might have saved a few minutes of time for you. You may be attending several meetings. And if there are no further questions, we have a thank you for you now. If there are questions, probably I can wait a couple of more minutes. I see questions coming in. Can we schedule multiple jobs to run the same time? Absolutely, yes. We run in Docker containers, and every request will span a Docker image and run independently. Answer is yes. Okay, so I believe I'm giving you a few minutes of time back. Thank you all. From the entire team of Releasewell, thank you for joining this webinar. And we'll hope to work with you on the next steps. Thank you. Bye-bye.